Happy Tuesday, Melissa here in Thomasville, Georgia. Can't wait to share with you my projects, things that I worked on this weekend. And unfortunately, I do not have a finished one. Like last week, I had two. That was huge. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. I am wearing the Rocket tee. Forget who's it by. But I love the raglan that she's got here, I-cord here and on the bottom. It was a fun one to do. The Rocket tee, it's Rock It Tee, Highland, and it is, she has it in fingering, so you can do it in fingering stripes, but I did it in a solid, or not a solid, but one. I think she has it with a mohair or something too. So, all right, what else am I gonna tell you? Yes, it's hockey season. Do you know that during the playoffs they play, not the same team, but a team is playing every night? Like, it's amazing to me. And I just put in my earbuds and I'm listening to a book, or what, oh, I'm catching up on Arnie and Carlos, so I caught up on them this weekend too. So anyway, okay, so we've got that going on. What else? I think that's it. We're getting super excited about LYS Day, your local yarn shop day. Hey Teresa, I'm trying to think who else I saw join in there, sorry. And so yeah, we're excited about that. Saturday morning, check out Cadence. She'll be live at 10 as usual, and we'll have our special things on there, so we're excited. All right, so let's talk about my projects. Which one shall I go first? Okay, so my Europe scarf, shawl is what we're gonna call it now. It's the Stephen West Mohairino medley. It's just, just chipping away. I did notice I goofed up here, but by the time I realized it, you see right there, I think it's not supposed to be there, but it's consistent all the way across. So I think what I did was, when he has these two rows between each section, I think I grabbed the wrong one, and clearly it has yarn overs in it and it's not supposed to, is what I'm thinking. But you can see I was very consistent all the way across right there. So I did finish this section, and I had 3 more sections to do. I'm on my last repeat of 4 sections, if that makes sense. And I finished the first one. So I have the second, third, and fourth to do. And yeah, and then we'll figure out these ends. There's a lot of ends to be had here. Yeah, anyway, so it's been fun to go through your stash and pick out your colors and see how they work together. And the stitches aren't too challenging at all. There's always something going on, like changing a color, and then also the stitches. So I would recommend this one if you're looking to do a Stephen West. He also has another, I think it was even bigger than this one, a new one come out, or one that I saw posted. It's kind of similar to it, a shawl. But anyway, and of course he's got his furry animal sweaters. One is brioche. I thought that was kind of fun. So anyway, so thank you guys for watching and live, and those that will watch later. All right, so the next one I'm going to talk about is my Peach Fuzz by Melanie Berg, and this is one I just kind of grab and go. I'm still working on it, even though we're getting closer and closer to what I'm afraid of is summer temperatures. But yeah, so I'm not even sure how many inches now. I don't think I measured. I think last week was a couple inches. Hello, Virginia and Laura, for watching. Hello, hello. Have a few more inches in the red, and then I think there's a ribbing kind of like up here, a few inches. So yeah, it's a beautiful day out today. There's very little humidity, but it's not going to be here for very long. Hello, Amy. Thank you. This Peach Fuzz is worsted weight, so I don't know. It may, before I get the sleeves done, may have to sit for a little bit in my timeout land. But anyway, hello Susan from Atlanta, hello. Okay, so the other one that I think I casted on recently, well, let's go to the Look Squirrel. Let's go to that one. So I am doing the class on Look Squirrel, and we've had some people send comments about the Look Squirrel, so I'm just going to give you a little update. I've separated my sleeves. I think I had last week. What is that? Okay. I think I had done it last week as well, but I've gotten a little bit further here. I think I mentioned that I am alternating my skeins. Lila, do you prefer working on shawls? I actually do not. I like working on sweaters. So working on a shawl is a stretch for me. I'll do scarves for my sister. Usually she likes one skein scarf type things. She doesn't like shawls that are too big because she likes to wear them like as an accessory. So yes, this Look Squirrel, it's Madeline Tosh. The color is fragrant. I think we're out right now, but we're expecting some more in. It's very pretty pink with some, I don't know, taupey color in there. I'm having to alternate my skeins, and maybe we can see that. I don't know. Maybe not. So I started like through here alternating skeins. It is DK weight. What else I want to tell you about this? There was some discussion this weekend. We talked about using the chart versus written instructions, and I kind of challenged them to try to use the chart if they hadn't done one before, because it's just a new skill to learn, and some patterns don't have written. Now Look Squirrel is nice because it has the written and the chart on the same page, so if you decide to do the chart, you can always jump up and look at the written instructions. But I do prefer chart if I can. And part of it is like there's yarn overs in this, of course, in the lace, and an example of just being able to glance down and I can know immediately how many yarn overs I need. But in the written instructions, it's written such like, I think it was knit 1, yarn over. You do that 3 times, and then you add another yarn over. So I mean, you'd have to read that a few times to, you know. Anyway, for me, the chart, I do like the chart. Another thing that came up was, let me make sure. Oh, markers in your repeats. Love my markers. I put them as often as I can. I think the stitch repeat in the chart is 11. So there was this, in the very beginning, there's a knit 1 right here. I put a marker there so I didn't have to think about it. Did my 11, and every 11 I had a stitch marker all the way around. There's the back. So that's very important, I think, especially in a lace work. The other thing we talked about was that a lot of them are getting to, well, no, one class is, we've got people in different places. Some of them are getting ready to separate their sleeves. And so the talk was, she tells you to try it on, but it's kind of hard to try it on when there's no sleeve. So where is it going to sit as a cardigan? So a tip that I had told them was to, when you put it on your shoulder, you want to be able to hold the front and back under your arm before you separate the sleeves, so that, because that's going to be your armhole. In the pattern, she talks about if the depth of your yoke, and I didn't have to go any further once I finished all her repeat, her increases and everything. I didn't have to go any further to get to like 7.5 or 8 inches for my size. I can't remember, but, and then, so what I did is once I tested it out before I separated the sleeves, then hello Rita, and then I decided to take the sleeves off, put them on these little stitch holders, which I love, and then I tried it on again because I thought, well, worst case scenario, I'll just put them back on the needle if I had to and go further, but it worked out fine. So yeah, highly recommend this one. It's a fun project. And now I'm squirreling, just knitting and purling. I am making the finished size, I believe 40 it is, and Cadence had hers here, so I was able to try hers on. Normally I probably would have done a 42, which would have been fine as well, but all right. So that was Look Squirrel by Casapinko, who will have a pattern this weekend on Local Yarn Shop Day. And this is my other fun one. This is Scan Overboard. This is the Joni. It is a summer tank top type thing. It's got some lace. Okay, Michelle and Beth. Are you guys? No, I just realized your last names were different. They look like they were the same. So it has lace work here, just in the front panel. The lace work is, it's coming along very nicely. So it's very simple lace, knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit. You got a right leaning cable of some sort, very simple, but it's entertaining enough. I can travel, I can go in the car with it. And then also has this little garter ridge every 10 rows or so. So I am in the round now. I have separated the sleeves on this little guy, and this, I say separate the sleeves, but there is, you just go in the round, because I think in the end I will pick up around the sleeves. I think she's got a little ridge or something, or am I trying to say, ribbing or something simple, as well as the neckline. Somebody had asked that last week too. The neckline does get picked up, and just to finish it off a little bit, I think there's an I-cord on it. The Joni is, they say heavy fingering or sport weight, and this is a heavy, I would call it heavy fingering. It was when Copper Corgi was here. It's her silk that I had in my stash. So again, this has been fun. Fun, fun, fun. All right, I even took it in the car because you kind of need your pattern there, but it's not like you're watching every stitch and everything, because there's some rows that you're just knitting or just purling. So anyway, I would recommend that one. What else? So that was Joni. Oh, yeah, so I took that one. My husband and I went down to Tallahassee yesterday to do a couple errands, and he drove, which is unusual. So I was able to knit. I took that in the car. And then it occurred to me that, oh my gosh, my middle daughter is coming home next week, and we probably need to see if she needs help getting home, because right, you move them in and now you got to move them out. And I'm like, oh. So yeah, so I think Sunday we're going to be doing a road trip to Georgia Southern. And I'm already telling my husband, who just started watching, that we're gonna make a deal. He's gonna drive there, and because he's better in the morning, if he can have his coffee, so I can knit, and then I will drive home. So we're gonna go this weekend, because she doesn't even have the containers to bring her stuff home. So bring this to her, and then she'll come home next week. And then we have to shift to having, now having 2 kids. I don't know. It's just, always joggling and juggling and all that stuff. All right, so talk about that one. Okay, I think I just have 2 more to do. All right, this is the drawing sweater. Cadence is also doing this one. I am very excited. I could probably take that out. I have but now I'm afraid to. I have my, oh my God, Lifeline in here in case I needed it. All right, so let's see if I can make heads or tails of this thing. So I can, because I have my labels on there. So I have my front marker there. So this is the front. Let's do this one. This is the back, where all the short rows were, and color work, and carrying yarn. And you can kind of see the flowers coming out, which is kind of cool. And it's weird, and just in the sense that you're filling in to make the color work. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like you have the flowers and you're putting the edge around it, as opposed to the other way. Usually you're putting color work in to make something. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, and I have my sleeve markers over here, because you got to know what those are. And yeah, it's been fun. I am doing the backward loop jacquard to carry, and I think it's working pretty well. We did have a little, because there were short rows, it kind of was messing up how you carried it a little bit. Because on my other sweater that I used, the backward loop, there were no short rows while I was doing color work, so I didn't have that problem. It's really weird. But anyway, so this has been fun. I am going to show you. So now y'all know how I do my patterns, right? So these are the ones I'm working on. These are the ones that I have in queue, like have yarn for, that are going to come up on some point. And then now I had to, for this sweater, I had to go to a clipboard because there are 4 charts. So when you're doing the front is a chart, you're doing the sleeve is a chart, doing the back is a chart, and then you have the other sleeve as a chart. So I have to go all the way up here. I'm here, and yeah, it's developing nicely. I've made my little notes to let me know about my increases, and it is very tiny, but really at this point, I don't have to count as much, because I want my whites to, the flower to line up. So if I'm off a stitch and there's not 4 between there, there's 3, guess what? I'm going with it, because I want my flower to look right. So that's more critical for me in the very first couple rows. And then you just got to make it work. So that is my drawing sweater. There's something else I was going to tell you about this. Maybe not. Yeah, it's not one, it takes a little more concentrating, because you do have to refer to the pattern more often. So, but it's been fun and challenging. And I just lost a stitch marker. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Yeah, so my little markers on here show me where where I'm catching my floats. And in mine, it's a little hard. Well, it's a little more challenging, although I think I'm figuring it out, because the blue is in my prickly pear, but I think I'm getting better at deciphering because the blue in the prickly pear is a little more fadey. But every time I do a carry, I have put a little marker there just to remind me. That's why, and they tend to move, like I take them off when I don't need them anymore. That's why you see some more. I'm thinking this fell off, and when I didn't need it. I mean, when I didn't need any more, I probably didn't get to it. But because my stoppers are in here, I didn't lose anything. That would be bad. All right, so that's the drawing sweater. I'm gonna put that. Just drop that in. Okay, and then the last one that I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, so this is fun. So Alicia was here a couple weekends ago, and you know we're planning and plotting for LYS Day, and she showed me this pattern. And this, it's an well, first you said, have I ever done any interlock? No.
Intarsia.
Intarsia. I always get those mixed up. I hadn't done either until this. And I said no, and I kind of made a face. And then she's like, wait a minute. Because I picture Intarsia like a little kid sweater, like with a unicorn in the middle, or a heart. Like that's what I think of when I think of Intarsia. Like had trouble like getting past that. And she showed me the sweater. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. So it is, it's called Moon Crush Pullover, but she also has a tank, and I started to go down the path of the tank, but then I think I really like the option of the sleeves, and of course it gives you more color. She has a 2-color version or a 3-color version. She has a crop version or a full-length version, and oh, and she has a crew neck or a scoop neck. And I'm thinking. Wait, here we go. I think I'm gonna do the scoop neck. I'm doing the long sleeve, and I'm doing 3 colors. And I'm not doing the crop. I'm doing the longer. It is pieced together, and it is bottom up. Okay. So Intarsia. What that means is you're instead of color work where you're kind of using a color all the way around. You know, both yarns. This one you're just using that one color in one section. So I had Madeline help me pick out my colors, and Carolina actually, because I just was having so much fun. And there were just colors I wanted to use that I don't normally use. So again, this is new to me. So in the beginning, it was kind of, and I realized I was making it harder than it needed to be. But so you can see right here. There's a goof, but this is the back of the sweater, and it's the hem. So I am getting better, and I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm going to keep going. So this is, yeah, so I've got these 2 colors. Let me see if I can, I don't even think I can show you because the chart's going to be backwards. Where is it? Let's see. I'm going to show you what my plan is. A lot of pages because she's size inclusive, so there's a lot of sizes, but if you were to download this pattern, do not panic because, it's for the chart, it has all that stuff, so you don't need all the pages. I'm sorry, I should have had this right here. Okay, here it is. So I had to decide which colors were going to be my A, B, and C, so to speak. And so I am, I'm in the back, so I'm down here. Okay, so I just have the 2 colors, and this is going to be my 3rd color. And then my 3rd color, so there's going to be a point. Yeah, there's going to be a point in which I have all 3 of these balls going at the same time. My 3rd color is going to be the navy. So, yeah. So, I looked there. I think it's a fairly new pattern. I believe she released this in April. And what was I going to say? So I was looking at the color combinations, and I'm just looking at that. I don't really like the way that looks, but that's okay. It's the ribbing. I'm gonna let that go. I'm not gonna focus on that. To see, like some of them had a darker in the middle. I didn't like that one as much, and some of them, the ones that really stuck out, one in particular, I think I remember. She just had really bright colors, and so I was excited about that one. So that is what I'm doing. It's Moon Crush Pullover. So stay tuned for my progress. It's been fun. It's an easy one to go to. So the other differences, which I think I like, is there's only one point in which you're having to do the carry or, carrying your yarn, where in color work, you're doing it every 5 stitches or something, you're carrying yarn. This is in one point. And where I kind of messed myself up, and I'm not sure why, when I was doing the ribbing, I was trying to carry the yarn, even if I was on the right side. If I was on the right side, knitting the right side, I was carrying the yarn in the back, which is fine. That's the inside of your sweater. But then for some reason, when I was on the wrong side, I still wanted to carry it in the back. That's what happened here. I carried it, then it was the front side, the right side. So then by the time I got to the stockinette, I'm like, well, who cares what the middle looks like? I mean, inside looks like, right? Right here, who cares? As long as it's not puckered here. And I think I'm getting better at it. So we'll see. So it's been kind of fun. All right, well, I think that's it. I talked about the sweater I'm making. I talked about our LYS day. And yeah, I look forward to hopefully maybe seeing you guys on Saturday or talking to you over the phone, because Cadence will be going live with Alicia. And if we can put any pairings together for you, if you want to just see two colors next to each other, we love to do that. So text us or call us, check us out on Saturday morning and on our website, fuzzygoatyarns.com. And we look forward to hearing from you guys and catching up next week. All right, have a great week. Bye.